So as private tutors, we get to meet all sorts of students. Some of them have really unique behaviors, and some of them can be quite challenging. We really enjoy doing this work, and sometimes we come across some students that is quite challenging. So in today's video, we'll be looking at two types of behavior. The first type is the quiet, shy, and unresponsive type. And then the second one is the uninterested, confident, and playful type. So stay tuned. Hi, welcome back. So I've been a private tutor for more than 15 years now, so I'm just going to share with you my humble opinion on this matter or this topic. So obviously there are different ways of doing it. So let's look at the first case. The first one is the shy and quiet and unresponsive type. You know, those one that you go and see them and they are like really quiet and they don't say a thing. So you might ask them some questions and you notice they just give just a bit of response or they just keep quiet. They are really shy. So with this type of student, how do you handle it? So what do they need here? What they need here is warm commendation, encouragement. They need motivation, personal interest. They need assurance, as well as they just need some attention there. So how can we help these ones to progress? Is that this one they can feel inferior. So if we try to ask them too many questions, sometimes they might feel quite uncomfortable. So I find that in this case it is more effective if we try to talk more, be more conversational and talk to them a bit more, and hopefully that will help them to feel at ease. I find that by giving a gentle, warm and calm way of talking, that can really help them to calm down because they feel really nervous. Probably we are new at that time, usually that happens and they need some time to get used to our teaching style. And the other thing is that it's good to give eye contact because that shows that we are showing personal interest to the student. But with a shy and quiet student, sometimes they might feel intimidated if we keep on looking at them. So in this case, it'll be better to not keep on looking at them. Probably minimal eye contact may be a good way at this stage. Point that I find quite effective is to be able to talk to them in a really simple, clear way. Probably we need to speak slower to help them to be able to grasp the teaching or what we are trying to say. And it can also be useful to be conversational and use really simple terms rather than complicated terms in order to help them to feel at ease and to help them to feel comfortable. One method that I employ usually is with these shy ones is to be conversational and tell them a story, and then after that all of a sudden just ask a question. That question should be something that we are quite sure that they know the answer, and when they answer the question correctly, we would commend them and say that they did very well, excellent, and that helped them to build their confidence, and that helped them to be able to keep learning in a positive environment. So I find that a way to draw them out is to be able to talk to them in a very tactful manner and try to find out more about themselves. Try to ask them what are their goals, their interests, what are their hobbies, what animals do they like, what are their food choices, what do they like to eat, what do they like to drink. So sometimes this is an icebreaker and it can really help them to calm down and to be more comfortable, and hopefully to communicate more. Another tip that I can think of is that especially if they answer something incorrectly, so instead of saying you are wrong or that's the wrong answer, maybe it's better to use more positive language, such as, okay, that's a very good try, and try to ask a question that, or to prompt them to be able to get the right answer. So after that, if they still give the wrong answer, then just keep on saying, well, that's a very good try, you're getting closer to the answer, and then try to use subsequent questions to help them to find the answer. So that can be really positive and encouraging. About long pauses, I noticed that when there are long pauses in the conversation, that can really make them feel awkward. And usually that usually happens when we try to ask a question and they were not able to answer the question. So after some time, you notice the long pause. Maybe it is good to say something else and keep the conversation going on, so that as to help them to feel more comfortable. Okay, now let's look at the next case. Now we are looking at the other extreme. So the student now is really confident, really playful, not really interested to study, because after all, it's a kid and a kid enjoys playing. But the only thing is that in his mind, he knows that he needs to learn. But in terms of the desire, he or she is a kid and they really want to play. So that is a challenge, isn't it? So in this case, what do they need? Well, they need a good friend, they need a good listener, they need patience, encouragement, frank and honest counsel. But when giving counsel, it is good to be able to use it in a very gentle and tactful manner. Say for example, just like when we are eating food, we add salt. The salt will actually make the food really tasty. So likewise, when we want to counsel them, we try to say in a way that is seasoned with salt. Easy for them to take it. Easy for them to accept the counsel. So that is the trick. So one challenging thing to do with this kind of behavior is that we try to be calm no matter what. So that can be quite challenging. It is always good to remain calm and patient. No matter what happened, we just remain calm, and usually when we continue to talk in a calm manner, hopefully they would respond in kind. And I noticed with this kind of student, it is important to maintain eye contact with them when we are talking to them, and that will get their attention and also their respect. So we are looking at the kid, we are showing good eye contact, but at the same time, we try to be persistent. So if they are doing something that they are not supposed to do, we just need to be persistent. Look at them and tell them, I need you to listen. So whenever they are not listening, they are running around or they are trying to play, it is good not to ignore the problem. It is good to address it, but the question is, how do we address it? Address it is that we want to address the behavior or the action rather than to label a person. So what do I mean by that? So instead of calling the boy or the girl, Adam, you are lazy, it is better to use the word, Adam, you are not working. Why are you not working? I need you to work. Can you please sit down here and I need you to do this? So that is more effective. So rather than saying that you are a liar, it is better to talk about the action. what you just did there, Adam, is that you lied to me, and I'm quite unhappy with that. Can you please tell me why would you do such a thing? And go along those lines. So another example is that instead of saying that you are naughty, it may be more effective to say that you are not listening. Adam, you are not listening. Why are you not listening? I need you to listen. Can you please listen? And we just need to be persistent. And I noticed that in my experience, if we keep on insisting and in a gentle and calm way, at the end, it will win out. Another suggestion is that we need to be consistent in encouraging them to have the right behavior. So especially when they demonstrate a good behavior, we want to reward them and to commend them. So when they are showing a playful behavior or they are not supposed to do something, then it will be good to show a serious face, and that means that you are not approve of it, you are not participating in that behavior. And besides that, what may not be a good idea is to use anger, because sometimes it's very difficult to control our emotion despite trying to ask the student not to do something and they keep on doing it, and sometimes it can be quite difficult, isn't it? You just want to shout out in frustration. But that might not be really effective, especially when you use anger, because for us as tutors, that might not be a good idea, because when we express our anger, it's just going to raise our stress level as well as our blood pressure, and we don't want that. And for the student, it may not be good too, because that is not setting the right example for them. Because for a student, if they look that we need to use anger in order to solve a problem or in order to get them to do something, so the student might get the idea that, oh, in order to get things done, I just need to blaze out in anger. So that may not be the best way. And also for the parents, so if they know that we are angry, we cannot contain ourselves and just we have to shout out at the student, so the parents can be quite concerned as well. So I'm sure that as you tutors, you must have many ways of addressing this issue. But at the end of the day, I think that we just need to be patient. It takes time, and I can say that if we keep on practicing that, we keep on trying and hoping and not give up on them, finally, as time goes by, we'll be able to see good results. So the challenge here for us as tutor is to be calm to the very end. So hopefully you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.